Hey, I'm just wondering, are you fishing for new leads for your business? Well, if so, then I have some tips for you today. Did you like that? Isn't it beautiful out here? Yeah, I'm over here in Burlingame, so I wanted to shoot a quick video for my friends to give you guys some tips, but how perfect is that they're fishing? So fishing for some leads. Let me just flip this camera around. Hey friends, look at this. Isn't this beautiful? Yeah, I loved it, so I thought you would enjoy it too. Today I want to talk to you about my industry's trade show I just went to. It is huge. It's like 1,500 booths. It's a 3-day trade show, and you can't even get to all 1,500 booths in 3 days. It's a lot, and there's 2 days of education. But when I went into this year's trade show, I did it differently than I have ever done before. This time I went in and I was thinking, I want to really notice what the really great booths are doing. What are people doing? What are my manufacturers doing to get us into their booths, to get them to get us to see their new products? Because we can't see every booth, so we have to be strategic with our time there. So what are they doing to get results? And I want you to take this information I'm giving you, and I want you to tweak it for your business so you can grow it. My name is Shauna Anderson-Newt, president of Spitfire Advertising, and this is what I do. I help my clients grow their business. I help them build deeper relationships, whether it's a trade show, a customer loyalty program they need, referral program, something to do with their employees. I mean, we help in so many different ways, but our focus is building deeper relationships to help you grow your business by creating unique experiences. Well, trade shows are a great way to do this, and since most of my clients do trade shows, I wanted to give you this information. So grab out a notebook and a pen and take some notes. So 2 ways that you can get more people into your booth that I noticed from my trade show is number 1, the games, the activities. How are you drawing them in that way? First of all, you need to be doing it pre-show, where you're sending out emails, you're posting it on your social media. We have what's called a product pavilion, where you showcase, you can showcase a product and you pay a little extra for it, but in my eyes, it was totally worth it because it drew me in. I will get to that one as your tip number 2, but let's first talk about the different games. So think about this. So I have a little list, so I'm going to have to look at it because there was a lot of cool things I thought people did. One manufacturer, they brought in that claw game. You know that game? It's a big rectangle machine and the claw drops down and you grab a stuffed animal. Yeah, they did that. And some of those stuffed animals actually had a bonus price to it, and they gave out gift certificates. I saw from anywhere from like $20 gift certificates to $100 gift certificates. People were posting it on social media, got a lot of engagement, a lot of fun. Weber I thought did awesome. They did 2 things. They did this iPrize wheel. So it's a prize wheel that was electronic. It was on an iPad, and they had put it to their TV. So they had this huge TV so you could see it from a distance. There was a long line for this. And then people came and they spun the wheel and they won a prize. Definitely got a lot of attention. They also did a contest. I think it was for 20 or 25 people. They had to RSVP in advance, and they had to do a 1-minute pitch. And that pitch had to include one of the Weber products. So my roommate did a pitch, and she talked about doing this customer loyalty event, and then at the end of the event, they would get one of these Weber products to walk away with. What I thought was really interesting about it is Weber got to hear how the distributors for their company pitched their product, how they used it, how they would use their product in one of these scenarios. I thought they were really smart. And the winner, of course, got a prize. So I thought that was pretty awesome. One of the other manufacturers, this was really cute. They had a huge mascot. It was a ninja. It's, with a black, cartoonish ninja. It was really cool. And outside the trade show floor in the lobby, they had a little booth set up, and there they had this ninja to take pictures with. And then they had a stress reliever shaped exactly like that ninja, so it was totally custom. And attached to it was a little piece of paper that says, "Help us name our ninja," and go to our booth, right? So they're driving them inside to the booth. And then once you went inside to their booth, which they have amazing products, that little stress reliever ninja was there. There was branding around the whole booth with the ninja. They have a new product for this year where it's an event tent wall. So on the event tent, they have the holes cut out, and it had like little mesh bags, so they would throw the stress reliever ninja in there, which was really cool. So it got some attention. Another manufacturer had this beautiful retail booth, all in pastels and big words. I mean, it looked like you were in this luxury shop. It was gorgeous, like a boutique shop. I can't even explain it. It was gorgeous. And inside you were able to imprint your own like little board with a saying you wanted. It was really cool, and it drew people in, and people were doing it. I mean, just walking by, the booth itself got your attention. You're like, wow, this doesn't look like anything else I've seen in this show. It was awesome. Another one I saw was raffles. There were a few booths doing raffles, but one I thought did it really well. They had attendees come to their booth. They, talked about their products or services, showed them the new stuff for the new year, and then they gave them the raffle ticket. So it wasn't just, here's a raffle ticket. They actually had to find out more information about the company before they got the raffle ticket. Then the raffle was done at certain times so that people had to come back, and they auctioned or raffled off electronics, because everybody loves that. So there was a Fire Stick, there was a Bose speaker, everything that was electronic related. That was products that we actually sell in our industry. So that was really, really cool. One of our pen manufacturers actually had this. It's really cool. It's a light up pen. Well, what lights up is the part that's engraved with your name, and you can personalize it for your customer or your employee and put their name on it. Well, they had quite the line because they were letting us right there on the spot. They were engraving our names on there. So that was really cool. That got a lot of attention. So think about how you can use that for your company. What products or services can you do on the spot where you can personalize, or what can you do to personalize it for them? So that's something to really think about that draws a lot of attention. One of my favorite booths was this one that had a campfire theme. So the campfire theme was really cute. I mean, all the graphics in there are totally related to it. At the product pavilion that I'm going to tell you about in a minute, they even were driving you to go check out their booth, and it had that same campfire theme, and it was super cute. The people, the staff who worked there, they were dressed as campfire counselors. We played this game. We had these huge dice, and you rolled it, and then they had animals that you would find in the forest, and when you rolled that animal, you would win a prize that corresponds with it. It was very well done, totally memorable. I mean, there weren't many that had a theme there. I can think of two. I think of all those 1,500 booths, maybe 2 or 3 had themes, and that's it. So when you see a booth that has a theme that's fun, it's like, oh yeah. I mean, I do anyways, because I have that personality. I'm like, oh yeah, I want to see what this is about. These are going to be fun people to work with. Some fun people that I want to know. So think about that for your booth. Don't have the same old plain cookie cutter booth. Like, especially when you're looking at 1,500 booths, like your booth has to stand out. It has to get attention. Next, I also noticed that there were some companies who were doing limited supply. So they were emailing out or posting on social media, hey, you can come by our booth and get this. The first 50 people who come, or while supplies last, like you have to get here fast or it's gonna be gone. And it's a really cool giveaway. Somebody was giving away these really cool lanyards that are chargers. Isn't that awesome? So it's a lanyard, right? Instead of just being that cloth one, it's a charger. One side is the USB, the other side goes into the Android or the Apple. It's pretty freaking awesome. So if you have a trade show or an event that you're doing lanyards for, let me know, because this is gonna be an awesome one for you to do. One manufacturer did a bag where the bag said, had a hang tag, and it says, if you're caught walking the trade show floor with this bag, you could win $100. So people kept that bag, they kept that tag. That was, sometimes when you're walking the show, you have more than one bag or you'll have other things. Well, don't you think that bag was outside all the time? And with that hang tag showing, great advertising for them. There was also a company who did an event. It was a party at night, and they offered the first 50 people who come to, who are standing in line at this event are gonna get this hoodie. I walked by an hour before, and that line was huge. There was probably already 150 people or so in line. I mean, if that's not getting attention, people were getting there early. So when you're doing events, do things like that draws them in, to get their attention, that gets people to want to come early. That is definitely going to be helpful for you. They also, at the event, they said, anybody who wears this t-shirt tomorrow at the trade show, on the trade show floor, then they could be winners. Isn't that great? So people are already talking about the party from the night before, and then now people are walking around with that shirt on. A lot of people, and they're like, for the people who didn't go, like, what is that? Who went there? What happened? It's so cool. So those people who wore the shirts, by the way, they had an opportunity of winning a prize if they were spotted wearing the shirt. So doing things where they're spotted on the trade show floor, advertising for you, that's freaking amazing. It's amazing. We also had booths that were doing scratchers. People that were saying, take a picture with this. So the manufacturer would say, take a picture with this product and you could win this. One of the ones that I thought that really enticed people to take pictures with a certain product is they got a quarter zip like jacket. Yeah, not just something really tiny. Like that's a nice gift that people want. So they got that and they enjoyed it because they took a selfie and they posted it on social media. They were rewarded. Isn't that great advertising for that manufacturer, especially when they're using the hashtag for the trade show and people are searching for it? Definitely, definitely. So going into the second tip is if you have a place where you can spotlight your product, that's your product pavilion is what we call it in our industry. That you can spotlight your product. If you're a first-time exhibitor, you take one of your products and you put it there and you have a section for first-time exhibitors. If you're eco-friendly, if you have an eco-friendly product, it goes there. If you have a made in the USA, it goes there. If you want to showcase a new product you have, it goes there. What I love about that is it opens an hour before the trade show floor does. So people go there. They want to see it and it drives traffic to your booth. It drives traffic to your booth. For me, it's nice as a snapshot. As I'm going through, I'm taking pictures of these. You have the manufacturer's name, you have a picture of the product, and you're like, yeah, I need to go to that booth, or I need to call that person after, or I have ideas of what customer this will be great for, or what event they're gonna do this year that this will be great for. And I'm just like one by one, like in an hour, it probably took me about 40 minutes to get through all of the items in there. But what an awesome way to drive me to your booth. Think about that. If where you're exhibiting at has this opportunity, I know it costs a little bit extra, but I can say it's definitely worth it for you. So think about that. Think about that. And while you're exhibiting that product in that pavilion, also drive them to your booth and tell them what you're giving away over there. I saw that a lot of manufacturers weren't doing that, and I feel like that was a lost opportunity. Because we're there an hour before the show, and if you had put up there, hey, if you come to my booth, the first 50 people who do, they're going to get this, you're going to get more traffic, especially right off the bat. Especially when the door's on one side of the event and you're in the back, and it takes an hour, 2 hours for people to get to you. Not if you're offering them something, right? Drive that traffic early so that your staff's just not sitting there twiddling their thumbs. Get people talking about you. That's what I want you to do. So these are the two things we talked about: how to get people into your booth, different games, activities that I saw that you can R&D, rip off and duplicate, right? Do it, do it, do it, do it. If you need any help with yours, with your trade shows, with your marketing, let me know. I'm always watching what other people are doing, always thinking of new creative ideas. I'm always trying to push the limit and to, just think outside the box to create these experiences that make you stand out. I mean, 1,500 booths. Think about how many people I just talked about. That wasn't even, like what, 1%? I mean, not even. It's so little. And those are the people who stood out. Ask me about the other manufacturers. Ask me about, what they were doing that made them stand out to me or make them memorable. And I'm like, oh. I just told you the ones that were memorable. I told you the ones that I thought did it really well. So if they didn't do it very well, they didn't capture my attention, and a lot of times I just moved on, right? I'm like, you know what, I can go look at your stuff on the website, or I have your catalog that you send me. There's nothing here that is drawing me into your booth. There's nothing that's, when I have to be strategic with my time, that I'm gonna choose your booth. Instead, I'm gonna walk by because you didn't draw me in. And that's how your attendees at the shows that you're exhibiting at are thinking, especially when they're huge shows and they have to be strategic with their time. So I hope this helps you. I'd love to hear your feedback. Remember to follow us on social media and get on our email list if you're not already on it, because that is where you're gonna get these great tips every week. And you know what? We're gonna be doing some cool specials in the near future, so I want you to be a part of those. So please join our email list. And remember, if nothing else, to smile, because happy looks good on you. Have an amazing day.